Mora national championship rematch against Ohio State. I'm wondering, well, first off, what film, do you guys go back and watch that film, the national championship from last year as you're preparing for the Buckeyes?
I don't think we have. I'm trying to remember. We have a lot of film, but I don't think we're going that far back.
Have you watched that game? Are you someone that you have watched it?
I did watch it. Yeah. Pretty soon after, actually. Okay. Yeah.
Some people like to not watch those games.
I know. The year before I didn't watch the Northeastern semifinal for at least a while, but no, I watched it pretty soon after. Mm-hmm.
How do you handle the emotions that are going to be obviously flooding your team program this week as you take on the Buckeyes for the first time since that big game?
I think we harness it in a positive way. I think having emotions is part of being human. And if we didn't have them, I'd be concerned. So I think we'll be excited. Another road trip, big WCHA in conference play. Last year is last year. It's a good storyline for you guys. But for us, it's another hockey game against a good opponent.
We're talking about this with Gabby on the podcast. I mean, can you really get revenge in a regular season series or something like that?
I don't know. I don't think about it that way. Like I said, I think about it as our next opponent, our next game. And, it's only October. So we're building, we're getting better every day. I'm sure they are too. And so thinking about last March or this March, I think it's just, noise.
What stands out to you about this Buckeyes team this year? Again, they have a lot of pieces back and acquired an Olympic gold medalist like you guys as well.
Yeah, I think fairly similar to last year. I think actually the two teams are pretty similar in the way that we're built, the way that we play. So I think they'll be really good, evenly matched games. I think they're a lot like they were last year.
We've talked about what Ashton has added to your team. What does Emma Malte add to the Buckeyes?
Yeah, she's a creative, dynamic offensive player, really good on entries. We've seen that over the years, likes to slow things down when she has the puck. And she'll look for that second or third wave of attack or take it herself. So you have to be mindful when she's on the ice, but they have a lot of good players just like we do. So you can't really focus on just one.
One place you got to go back in history is this league. You know that you're right in the middle and you're trying to move up to that group with Minnesota, Wisconsin, Ohio State. Would you rather have these next three series spread out a little, or?
Well, I would disagree with your opening statement, considering that we lost in the national championship, right? Not Minnesota, not Wisconsin. So, with the 3 weekends coming up, it's certainly a tough stretch, but again, it's early in the season and these aren't games that are national championship games. So we get to figure out where we are against some really good competition.
Well, I mean, those three are, if you're going to make work out of it, you're going to challenge them. Sure, you can do it all season long.
Right.
And you get for the 6-game break. Tough stretch.
It is. But, the WCHA is tough regardless of who it is. And we have to play the schedule that's in front of us. So I think we had a good opening with our 6-0 record. So we're confident and ready to put it to the test.
Did you have any say in that schedule?
No, the WCHA schedule, I don't get to say how that should go.
Offensively, what do you like and what do you want to see your team get better at here since you get ready to run this gauntlet?
Yeah, we've talked, I think, over the weeks about a lot of shots on net, close to 40, I think, every game we've played so far. So just finding the back of the net a little bit more, challenging goalies a little bit more. I think we've been working on puck possession and including our D. So we have a 5-man unit trying to score some goals. So I think we've made progress over the week since we played last, and I'm excited to put it to the test.
Do you like, from a possession standpoint, what you've done? And you've talked a lot in games that I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, we've been in the offensive zone for most of the games that we've played. So we're doing a lot of things right there. And we're winning those games too. So I think we could just find it a little easier. Players are working really, really hard out there to possess, to get the opportunities. And it's just a matter of, stepping back a little bit and figuring out ways to make it easier on ourselves to put pucks in the net.
As much as we'll say, national championship rematch, like you said,
Yep.
game in October.
Yep.
What's that message, or with the veteran group, do they know that it's October? Well, they obviously know.
They know what the month is. Yes, they're smart enough to know that. Yeah. Similar to what I just gave you, I think emotions are great. To say we don't have them would be a lie. And I think we harness them well. We want to have fun out there. We want to get better every time we play. And I think this is a good test for us. It's a good test for them. And again, it is October, so we're not going to be the best version of our team right now, and neither are they. We get better throughout the year. So I think it's just another game on the schedule. These are big league points. We want to come away with as many as we can. So that message doesn't change regardless of our opponent.
Catching up against the Buckeyes, where you see this Bulldog squad having some success this weekend. That defense that has been well this year.
I do. I think when you start with Sodes in the net, I think we're working from the net out and start with a really good spot right there. And our defense has been very stingy this year. If you look at our goals against, and defense is defense, but it's also team defense. Is the way our forwards come back and the way we defend in the D zone. So I feel confident in that end of our game. And I do think we've had the puck in the O zone quite a bit. I expect to have the puck in the O zone quite a bit this weekend. And we have goal scorers just like they do. So I think it'll be a great matchup.
So they're similar squads, both of you said this March, but how have you really watched you guys grow in these last couple of months?
Yeah, I think with the experience, right? Both teams have it, but the experience that we had, I think you end up with a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, something to prove when you didn't get the ultimate prize. And I think we're hungry. And I know, every game is huge on our schedule, but when you ask, like you asked about the upperclassmen, they have certain ones circled, and, I think that's important too, but always keeping it in check is important too, and not making it a bigger deal than it needs to be in terms of the story and this and that, and just play their game. I think we have a great group of veterans and they know how to handle pressure, and I'm excited to see them have the opportunity this weekend.
What have you thought about Gabby Hughes' start this year? I feel like we haven't talked a ton about her, and maybe that's because you got a returning Olympic gold medalist.
Yep.
Emma's had such a tremendous start as well. I feel
Right.
like the Petty Cast top three.
Yeah, that's true.
Under the radar a little bit with how she started.
Yeah, which is fine by me. I think she still has 9 points or something like that.
Leading your team in scoring.
Yeah, see, that's great. But if we're not talking about her as much, maybe other teams aren't worried about her as much, and she'll make them pay. I think, obviously she's our first line center, power play, PK player for us. She does it all and has continued to do it all. So yeah, I'm happy to talk about her anytime you guys want to.
How do you feel she's adjusted to the different players she's been out there with?
Yeah.
This year?
Yeah, I think she's been incredibly open to whoever's on her line. We have switched them around quite a bit this year, and we continue to. And I don't hear peep, so that's always good. Whoever, like we talked about a little while ago, whoever players have to play with or get to play with, or however you spin it, for the most part, they put their heads down and go to work. And I think that's a real strength of ours. It's, we work those things out during practice so that by game time, they're just happy to be playing. And it's about the Bulldog on the front of their jersey, not the name on the back.
And in this matchup, I think you were best to talk about representation of two the head coaches. What does that mean to you and just your coaching? See that?
Nice. Good angle. I like that. I think it's awesome. I was happy that it got the recognition it got in the national championship last year with all female staffs. They can't say that anymore, but we sure can. And it's something we're incredibly proud of. I think it's important for people to talk about it, to notice it. And I want more female head coaches represented in our league and beyond. So hopefully, I can be a role model to young coaches coming up and help them get these opportunities.
Taylor, I mentioned Coach here, and we kind of were putting on Gabby on the podcast that we haven't talked. I feel like we haven't talked enough about her this year. She's leading your team in points. She's coming off an out season. what have you seen out of her and how she's adjusted to different line mates and maybe a little more of a different role this year?
Yeah, I think she's still one of our top players. Of course, we have Ashton back, but that only helps us more. Like coach said, she has 9-10 points already. And the thing about Gabby too is like people might think like, oh, she didn't get 3 points this game, but they didn't see all the little things she did to help the team. Like if you just watch her every shift, she's always working, always doing something and playing a defensive game that like we really need to.
Most of those points, I think maybe all, but one of the points are assists.
Mhm.
What does she do as a, last year Jiggy was the one dishing to Gabby.
Yeah.
It looks like this year she's the one dishing to the rest of you. What are some of the things she does out there on the ice to help set up goals for you guys?
She can just see the ice in a crazy way. I think we talked about it last press conference, but I would be somewhere in front of the net and she would find a way to feed the puck through someone's legs to me out front. And that's just what she does. She knows what she's doing with the puck before she gets it. And that's a really big skill to have, especially in our league.
What runs through your head as the national championship rematch here with Ohio State going into that building? They'll have that banner hanging there.
Yeah.
What are the emotions like for you this week?
It's exciting. I'm excited to see them again and get a little revenge, but it's a new season, new team. So you don't want to think too much about last year and, oh, this was a team that beat us, because we're both different teams this year. So I think just going out there and setting it straight right away and letting them know like we're here this year and not to even give them like an inch. Yeah.
Could every matchup in the WCHA actually be like a match every week? I feel like the history between all these teams, there's something out there that one or the other is looking to avenge from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever years it was ago.
Yeah. Everyone in this league is good. It doesn't matter who you are, what team you are, how many national championships you have, like depends the day and who wants it more. That's the great thing about our league is every game you play is going to be a good one. And so that's what makes it so exciting too.
Have you gone back and watched last year's national championship?
No,
You're one of the people that doesn't watch it.
no.
Have you ever gone back and looked at these first 3 or 4 championship team video?
We've seen plays from them. I know during like our Jumbotron, before games, and sometimes there's plays of them, like the game winning goals and that kind of stuff. So we have seen a lot of that stuff before and it's really exciting.
You haven't like gone back and watched it?
Not a whole game, no, but we've seen clips of it and the game winning goals and all of that good stuff. Yeah.
But that alone is quite an inspiration for you guys, I would think.
Oh yeah. We talk about that all the time. Like just paying your dues to the people before you. Like there was people every time before us that built this team and this culture, and just continuing that on, I think is so important.
And you played so well. You've been one of the most dynamic players. Always fun to watch. But you go 100 miles an hour. All the time. You find that you're playing a different role when you're with Gabby?
No, I try to stay true to myself and always have that work ethic, and whether it's going into the corners to get the puck first, I think no matter what line I'm on, I always have that mindset of I want to go as hard as I can at all times. And I think, yeah, it's been fun to play with Gabby because I can get the puck, give it to her, and I know she'll either score or give it back to me. So it's super fun.
So that ring's not an easy place to play in. It seems definitely unique in terms of WCHA ranks that you guys play in. But last year you guys went into Columbus and split with them and almost swept them. I think they might have been undefeated or close to that, something like that at the time.
Yeah.
I know that series is a long time ago, but what do you kind of remember from that weekend? What did you guys do well? What stood out about that series that really seemed to catapult you guys the rest of the year?
Yeah, I think we played well as a team. We went hard. I think we showed a lot of grit. They're a team that you know they're going to give it their all too. Every single player on that team is going to be aggressive and fast. And so we need to play to that level to be able to match them. We can't go in there and just expect to dance around with the puck. Like we have to know what we're doing going to the zone, and we have to play tough. And if they take the puck away, you go get it back. You don't whine about it and let them go the other way.
Are there any like takeaway and traits from last year that you feel maybe the Bulldogs this time around to get the best of? I know it's a new season, but is there kind of maybe some continuity there that you remember?
Yeah, I think every year we kind of had the same values as a team, and we like to bring those on each year. I don't think the team has changed too much. We lost some big players, but we gained some big players too. And I think just always staying to ourselves, stay tough. That's what we pride ourselves on, is grit. So I think just continuing that on every year is really important for the Bulldogs.
You really watched yourselves grow just in these past couple of months from your last meeting with the Buckeyes.
Yeah, I think new year, I think everyone, especially in the beginning, is just so excited to be back. I mean, in the summers we're working out every day and doing skills, and then you finally get back out there with the team and it's like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for this. Games, like, let's go. So I think just the excitement we have to play another big team like that is what's really going to drive us this weekend.
Player having this week off before, like the coach said, might have circled this game on the schedule. Is that tough? Just having to wait to play this game, or is it something that you've been in before, so you know it's right?
I think especially like going through the whole COVID year before, and then last year we had 3 bye weekends. I think we know pretty well. We like to use that time to get better, and I think it's exciting because we have an extra weekend to work on stuff that maybe we want to pinpoint before this week. So I think it really is going to be to our benefit.
Offensively, a lot of shots, maybe not enough traffic in front of goaltender, trying to change that.
I think just burying those pucks, and especially in practice, if there's a rebound there, finishing that play. I think we did a really good job at getting shots, but we need to get those second and third rebounds. And like you said, traffic in front is always important too. Yeah.
So can you reframe it for a second? You guys are undefeated, they're undefeated, you're off like second best start for history. I'm sure they're close. What does that mean going into Friday's game? Like, you're 2 of 6 teams that haven't lost yet this season, you both are. Reframe it like that.
Yeah. I think you can't really look into that too much. Once you get focused on your record, I think that's where you lose yourselves a little bit. So I think we have to go into this like it's 0-0 season. If you focus too much on, oh, like we are 6-0, we won all these games in the past now, like you're not going to play your best hockey. So I think just focusing on the weekend you have ahead of you is what's important.